What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Gotta spend some time talking about the man Canelo Alvarez, and his future for the remainder of the year. Now, it looks like they're trying to have him fight one more time in 2014, which is great because I like Canelo. I just like that true grit that he shows. He has heart. He comes to fight. He tries to make for an entertaining fight. Still see some vulnerabilities, but nonetheless, I like him. He's entertaining to watch. I like his demeanor and that kind of thing. They are also saying that this fight is not going to be pay-per-view, which is great. So put your wallets away. I don't know if some of you guys even pulled your wallets out for Canelo's other two fights this year. That was against Angulo and that was against Edeslani Lara. Now, me personally, I had no problems with either fight. However, I think it's a bit excessive when the promoters try to get really greedy, and they know Canelo's a star. There's no shadow of a doubt. He puts ass in the seat, whether bitches like to look at him or people like him, his demeanor, the red hair, whatever it is. People fork out cash. They show up at the weigh-ins and the media days to see Canelo. That's great. More power to him and his team for helping to brand him. I have no problems with that. I had no problems with either fight, both the Angulo and the Edeslani Lara. Of course, no one had a problem with Edeslani Lara because arguably the two best guys at the division were fighting each other. And the Angulo, he was coming off a Mayweather loss. So you're going in against a fierce puncher at 54, Angulo. I had no problem with the fights. But again, I don't want to see everything. Everything doesn't have to be fucking pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Not everything is worth that type of build-up. They could be great, solid fights, but not everything needs to be pay-per-view. So I'm glad that Golden Boy Showtime, they're getting it, and they're not making this one pay-per-view. Not that I don't want to see him shine, but how many times do you have to milk the consumer? Now, in my opinion, I don't think Golden Boy just got a heart and said, you know what, let's give the consumers a break. I think they're probably losing some money, you know what I mean, to throw a pay-per-view event. It takes a lot of effort, whether it's Mayweather, if it's Pacquiao, Canelo, whatever. It's a lot of energy. Promotional tours, you got flyers and posters and all accesses. So when you film an all access, you got a camera crew, got to have an editor, somebody doing the soundtrack, the airtime. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of different things. So ultimately, I don't think they're just having to change their heart for that reason. I don't think he's doing the type of numbers, not horrible numbers, but I don't think he's doing the type of numbers that are really warranting 3 pay-per-view events. And I think that's more or less why we are seeing this change, this decline. Now, as far as opponents, they are talking about 3 key players: James Kirkland, Demetrius Andrade, or Joshua Clottey. And I'm going to talk about that in the video, and I'll give you my ranking. For me, the most meaningful fight out of that list is Demetrius Andrade. Andrade has the amateur pedigree, and he's the young up-and-coming prospect with the slick boxing abilities and the range. He's been calling out everyone. I've had the pleasure of working with Demetrius Andrade to interview him, and he said he beats Canelo and Lara. He hasn't really been too impressed with them, and he beats both of them easy. And then I was on Dante's Boxing Nation on his radio show. So shout out to my man Dante's Boxing Nation. Make sure you subscribe and check him out. And we interviewed Demetrius Andrade, or he interviewed him, had him as a live guest. So I talked to him, asked some more questions. He's very confident. Again, I think stylistically, this is the most meaningful fight because, again, you got the young hotshot who's talking a gang of shit about beating X, Y, and Z. He wants to fight Mayweather, wants to fight Canelo. So it's your obligation to shut him up. Plus, stylistically, Demetrius Andrade exhibits some of those things that I feel have given Canelo problems, if that makes sense. Floyd Mayweather, with the speed and the movement, that has troubled Canelo. Same thing with Edeslani Lara. They're like always running. But when Lara was boxing, before he let Canelo like start bulldogging him and get on the inside and rip into his body, that's some of the things that we've seen Demetrius Andrade showcase. Of course, it hasn't been with the same level of talent. Andrade has fought like Brian Rose, the Vanes Matarosa, and that was a good win for him. So, to me, that's the most meaningful out of the 3. It's the most meaningful because, again, you got the young hot shot, up and coming dude, and he's talking a lot of shit. Stylistically, could pose a lot of problems for Canelo. Plus, on Canelo's side, whoever you pick, this could answer some questions about Demetrius Andrade at a pro level, at a world class level. We've seen Canelo get a slow start in terms of his career, but after that, it's picked up. You know what I mean? He fought a weathered old Shane Mosley, Baldomir, but after the Austin Trout fight, it's been full speed ahead, full steam ahead. He fought Austin Trout, and then he fought Mayweather, then Angulo, then Eslani Laura. So we've got to see a good amount from this kid and see what he has to bring. We haven't really seen that with Demetrius Andrade in the pros. Him against someone like a Mayweather that we consider world class, or a guy like Angulo that we just know is tough. So to me, this would answer a lot of questions about both fighters. Then I would say the James Kirkland fight is the most action-packed. Stylistically, somebody would get stopped, in my opinion. I think this would be very explosive and action-packed for the fans. If James Kirkland can weather that early storm and get his momentum and his adrenaline going, this could also answer some questions. How does Canelo do with someone who has that relentless pressure? Because Canelo sometimes likes to fight at his own pace in spurts. You know what I mean? And you look at the Angulo fight, Canelo started off very strong, just brought it straight to Angulo. And as the fight wore on, he was more content just picking the shots and fighting in spurts. So a lot of people think he has some kind of fatiguing, stamina issues, and he's not a volume guy, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, there's been several great Mexican fighters, and they're volume guys. They throw a ton of punches, and they'll keep throwing punches. Even guys like Leo Santa Cruz, he throws a lot of fucking punches, like if you're looking at the new school. So James Kirkland could possibly bring out that side of Canelo, where we're going to have to see him bite down and throw some more fucking punches. And then you have Josh Clottey. Now, this fight, it could prove some things. Clottey's tough, but we've seen Clottey beat. Is the least meaningful, in my opinion, out of the other two, because Clottey, just like Kirkland, has been pretty inactive. But he took like 3 years after Pacquiao. I don't even know what the fuck happened to him. After the Pacquiao fight, that was supposed to be a big thing in Dallas and the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, all kinds of shit. And after the Pacquiao loss, he just fucking disappeared, like Dora the Explorer, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego type shit. I didn't hear anything about Clottey. He recently reemerged in a new weight division. He beat guys like Anthony Mundine, who quote unquote stopped Shane Mosley, but he knocked him down several times, and he's on his comeback trail. It's just, I'm not, frankly, the most excited about that fight. So hopefully one of the first two are made, James Kirkland or Demetrius Andrade. I think those are more interesting fights, at least for me. Let me know what you guys think of Canelo's next fight not being on pay-per-view. Who do you want to see him fight next? Like I said, I'm curious to see where Canelo's head is, because I still seen him in the Mayweather fight struggle with certain aspects, and I've seen him in the Laura fight struggle with certain aspects, but he held a better account of himself against Laura. So is that because Laura's style is different than Mayweather, and Mayweather was just too good and too elusive, or did he just really learn a lot? So a Demetrius Andrade would prove that to me. A Kirkland fight would just be something you can crack a beer, have some sips or shots, and just watch it and chill the fuck out and watch someone get knocked out. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like the video. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.